Hi there, guys. This is Anshuman Singh, and we are about to begin with the webinar on Introduction to PHP. So, as I can see that there are not many viewers right now, so we'll wait for a couple of minutes for viewers to join. Okay. All right then. Okay. So it seems that Kshitij has joined. Hey Kshitij, we'll be waiting for a couple of minutes for viewers to join. Okay. All right. All right. Okay. Hold on, guys. We'll be we are live and we are about to begin. We'll soon begin with this. All right. Let's wait till let's wait for a couple of minutes more and we'll begin. We'll go. All right. All right. So now we'll begin. Okay. Let's go then. All right then. So guys, this is my webinar on behalf from CodeChef-VIT, and it'll be an introduction to PHP. So I'll begin with a basic thing: what PHP is. So first things first, the full form of PHP is Hypertext Processor. Earlier, it was called as Personal Homepage. All right. And one more thing. So why PHP is so amazing and popular language? So the reason is it is powerful enough to be at the core of the biggest logging system on the web. That's WordPress. It is deep enough to run the largest social network. Yeah, that's Facebook. And yet it is easy enough to be a beginner's first server-side language. So you heard it right. PHP is a server-side scripting language and is a powerful tool which is used for making dynamic and interactive web pages. It is a free, efficient, and widely used language. PHP 7 is the latest stable release. So coming to server language, what many of you will be wondering what actually is a server language, right? So basically in web development, server language is a technique which involves employing scripts on a web server which produce a response customized to each user's request to the website. All right. So this is the job of a server-side language. So let's move on to the basics. So in this webinar, I'll be covering the things which I'll be covering are introduction to PHP. Then I'll show you how I'll be printing hello world with PHP. Yeah, that was a necessary thing. Third, variables. Fourth, arrays. Fifth, iteration statements like if else. Sixth, for loops and for each loops. Seventh, while loops. Eighth, get variables. And ninth, post variables. And last but not the least, only if time allows, I'll be showing you how I made a web application using PHP. Alright, so let's go live. So let's begin. Let's go to Hello World. How I did Hello World wala thing. So where is my testing? Here it is. So basically guys, let's start with Hello World. Okay. So for this you'll write this sign, then you write a question mark. This is the basic syntax for PHP. All right. And then let me tell you guys, it has everything when you write on PHP, this server scripting language. You need to use a software named XAMPP, which will help you to create a localhost server. All right. And whenever you write you write something on PHP, then you have to save it with .php extension, as you can see over there. All right. Well, that's cool. Now, since it has been saved on localhost, so it'll look like this. Okay. When it'll be saved on localhost, yeah. All right. So this is what a localhost would look like. All right. And this will be the localhost server. And on this, I have already created a folder named webinar. In that, I have created this test.php file in which I'll be showing you what the output will be coming, basically whatever I write on the screen, anything which I'll code. All right. So let's start. So this is the basic syntax for PHP. You write PHP like this, and then echo. Echo is basically used as a command in PHP for displaying messages. For example, hello world, a mandatory one, obviously. All right. Now I'll save it and let's see how it works. Yeah, it works. Oh, I made a spelling mistake. Over there. Let's remove this. All right. Okay, this. Yeah, that's cool. So you can see hello world there. So this was a very basic syntax for writing a PHP code. Now I'll show you one more thing. whenever you are writing some code for scripting language, you may write a very large, matlab, a very lengthy program, and in that sometimes errors may come in. And to remove those glitches, you have to go through the code again and again. But to remove this problem and see the problem where you see the glitch which you have made, anything which which you have done wrong in the code, we can use a statement. Another code is there which you save in the same folder, exact same folder, in the name of php.ini. Let me show you, give you a glimpse of that. I'll just go in my C drive. Where is my C drive? Okay, there it is. All right, you go in XAMPP, then you go on htdocs. There, in the name of webinar folder, I have saved a document named demonstration where I'll host my, where will be my webinar. The other thing will be test, in which I'll be testing the various commands. I'll be the introduction, and this is php.ini. This is php.ini where I'll be writing the code which is used for testing. So this is the code for php.ini. So here you write that error underscore reporting is equals to e underscore all, which basically means that any error which you are making, it will report to you every single thing on the web page. And then you write display errors and you turn it to on, which basically means that all the errors will be displayed and it is turned on. So let me show you an example of this. Okay, where's my demonstration test file? All right. So for example, if I miss a code here, it's not complete, as you can see. Starts here, the double quote starts here, but it's not ending. All right. So automatically, when I refresh the page, it will show that, yeah, in the line 4, it shows that syntax error is there and something is missed. A $T open curly braces or curly open, it's missing. All right. So yeah, that's one powerful achievement here. But we can see that, yeah, I've made a mistake over here and I can see them. But as soon as I correct it, okay, Control S, yeah, I see it. Yeah, we are live again. It's cool. Exactly. This is how it works. Basically helps you to report what errors you are making. All right. Let's move on to another problem. I'll tell you an additional information about this. Yeah. So this is a very powerful thing. It helps you to report any single kind of error which you make here. All right. And you can complete this anywhere on the page. Where is it? Yeah. All right. I do it here, anywhere. It will get completed. All right. Let's move on to the next part. That's variables. So let's move on to variables part. So variables in PHP are like any other language. You define variables to carry out various tasks, doing calculation, displaying messages, displaying data, anything. You name it, they do it, like any regular language in the industry. All right. So let's commence. Again, we follow the basic syntax for PHP. That's this. And now I'll name a variable over here. For writing a variable, you need to use a $sign. So it defines that this is a variable. All right. And you write this name. All right. Is equals to me, my name, Shiman. All right. Great. And then what I'll do is simply echo my name. $sign and then the variable name. All right. All right. Question mark. And then this sign. Yeah. So it prints my name over here, as we can see. Exactly. What I did is I created a variable called name, and I declared my name as a data which will be there in this variable. And then I used echo. Echo is basically used for displaying things on web page itself. All right. So it showed my name. Now let me show you how to make it make things go a little bit crazy with this, or make it useful for real-time situations. For example, I'll write my name is K, again dollar sign, which defines that it's a variable name. All right, my name is Anshuman. So it shows my name again, and what now I have added a statement along with it. So it's basically again the variable is taking my name over there, and it's showcasing it along with the statement which I have referred to. All right. So now we'll go to concatenation of strings in PHP. Yeah, that's covered in variables only. All right. So here we'll be writing, for example, let's make this string one, and we'll write it as PHP is. All right. And then string two. Cool. All right. So string one here shows that PHP is, and string two the I have declared it as cool. Okay. So I want to concatenate these two strings and write and showcase PHP is cool. So for that, I'll be writing echo again the okay. All right. Echo I'll write, and then I'll write dollar sign string one, and then I'm gonna use dot. Oh right, string one. Sorry, my mistake. Dollar string two. So what basically it does is that it will be concatenating it. This dot or full stop will be concatenating the string one and string two, and it will be echoing it, or basically displaying it. All right, let's do this. Yeah, PHP is cool. So it has been joined in the very same sentence. Yeah, because we have used echo command, and it's not able to differentiate that it is in the same line or not. For doing that, we'll basically add a paragraph tag over here. All right. For example, yeah. All right. Sorry. Exactly. So when I write this, when I added this tag, so I instructed the code that yeah, this is one sentence, and this is the other one. This is another one, right? And so they both fall together. All right. So we used full stop for concatenation, and yet yes, it proved to be really helpful. Now we'll go now I'll show you how it works for number system. All right. We are seeing it with characters, but now we are going to see it with number system. All right. So let's take numbers. I'll take this as no number as a short formulation for number, and I'll take it as 45. All right. All right. Now let's go for calculation. Let's say CLC calculate sorry, it will be like number and then I'll use asterisk for multiplying it to 31 plus 3. All right. And basic, and again we'll echo it. Okay, seems perfect. Yeah, all right. So as we can see here that I used a number, it's 45, and then I used a variable called number, and I initially declared it as 45. Then I initialize another variable called CLC, and I equated it to this equation in which the number is being multiplied by 31, and then 3 is added to it, and then I echoed it. All right. So let's add a twist to this. So it basically echoes the number system as well. All right. Adding to it some twist, I'll divide it by 2. All right. Ah, great. So what I see here is key. I entered a value which is a whole number, and yet I get a result which is a decimal number. So what inference do we conclude from here? So what we can conclude is that in PHP, whatever, no matter what data type we are using, it's not that it can display messages in other data type. For example, in different language, in other languages, for like Java and all, you have to be very specific very specific about the data types. But in PHP, the case is this is not the case. Therefore, it makes PHP really versatile and dynamic. All right. So let's take a break for a couple of minutes. Meanwhile, I'll see if there's any problem. Okay, so it seems that there's no problem at all. All right. Okay, there are a lot of viewers right now. All right. Seems that there's no problem. Cool. Hmm. So let's move further. All right. So here we are done with the variable part. All right. Let's move further. Now we'll discuss about some Boolean topics in variables. All right, in PHP. All right. So again, I'll write dollar sign, and then I'll initialize that it as BOL. This variable will be BOL, and will be true. All right, that is true. And then I'll simply echo it. This is true, and it'll be a question mark. Dot, again dollar sign, and it will be the variable name is BOL, which is a short form for Boolean. All right. All right. Then let's save this and try to see what's happening here. All right. This is true. So what I echoed is this is true, and then I concatenated it with bool, and with which was it was a variable which was holding a true value. So since it's true, it will show 1. All right. But the value becomes 1 in the case of true boolean value. And when I declare it as false, then it will show nothing, absolutely nothing at the place of variable. And this is a very important point which will be further and some upper hand given by PHP, which is further going to be exploited in iteration sentences, iteration statements. All right then. Let's move further. Then we'll move. Let's go to some mind testing part. So it will be a fun fact actually. All right. So now I'm gonna write here again dollar sign name. The variable name will be name. All right, and I'll write it as, let's take it Shashank. All right. Then I'll take another variable name. Let's make it variable name itself. All right, and then I'll declare it as name. All right, great. Now I'll echo this dollar variable name. Okay. So what I did here is I wrote the dollar sign twice, and let's see what will happen. Let's make sure no spelling mistakes. Name, and so let's see why did this happen actually. So the reason that this happened is just a minute, guys. Okay. Okay, so there's one problem here. Okay, I'll get back to this later. All right. All right then. So we'll get back to this. So what it should have done is that when I write double dollar variable name, then variable name will come here. All right. And variable name, the data in that was name. So name, a dollar sign along with name will be here, and it will be echoed as Shashank. All right. Let's give it a try again. Yeah, it's working now. All right. So what it does is a variable name has been specified. Its name, and in name another variable name was also specified here with the data Shashank. So when I echoed it, so the dollar variable name is equals to name. So name will come here, and after name is substituted here, it will become dollar name, and dollar name will be nothing else but Shashank. So Shashank's name will be called. All right. That was close, I must say. So let's move on to. All right. So let's move to if-else statements. All right. Uh, just give me a couple of moments, guys. I need to check if there's any query. All right, everything is going great. All right. Cool. Let's move to if-else statements. So let's start. Dollars question mark, and let's write a variable name user and write it as me. and then I'll put a condition over here if the user is me. Then it'll echo it's me. But should be a bit fun, right? Hello, it's me. Else, it'll display the message. It ain't me. All right. Let's close the PHP tab. Let's save this and see how it works. Hola, it's me. And if I would have declared it as something else, let's write it as Ritu. Oh, it ain't me. It's Ritu, obviously. So it's not me. It will display the message. It ain't me. All right. So this was a basic example of if else statement. All right. So now I'll take you to numerical, show you how it works with numerical values. All right. Let's make a variable age, and let's initialize it as 80. Crucial one, right? And let's write the condition if age is greater than or equal to 18, you may vote. Will echo you may vote. And let's do this. Else echo display the message you can't vote. All right. Let's see how it works. Let's refresh. Okay, there's an error on line 8. What's the error, guys? Oh, all right. I didn't complete the semicolon. So what error did it show? Yeah. All right. Okay, error is being shown. Now let's see if it's clear or not. All right. Let's refresh the page. Let's refresh the page. Okay. This problem state say versus why. Oh, I didn't save it. Silly mistake. All right. All right. So it says that if the age is 18, it'll echo that yeah you may vote. Else, if you're not 18, you can't vote. If I would have put it like 12 or something like that, which is not which is less than 18 or so, it would have been it would have showed the message you can't vote. All right. So now here, like any other language, taking like Java and all, if you have both, if you're comparing two conditions and they're like you want both of them, and is there, so you will use and if you're comparing it like this condition or that condition, they must be true or they must be false. It will like ampersands. Ampersand pipes will be used. I'll show you an example of that also. Okay, 18 citizen. I'll make this as this variable as citizen Indian, and the value will be Indian. And let's write it as Anand dollar citizen. Okay, Indian. All right. You may vote. Okay. Why this message popped in? Okay. Okay, the problem reverses. Let's try with. I'll look into this later. I'll keep this in mind and I'll look into this later as we are short on time. All right. So now let's move on to the looping section, and I'll start with for loop. All right. Okay. Up till now, if you guys have any doubts or anything you want to say, then kindly put it on the comment. All right. Let me check the comment section. What's going on? Okay. All right. Everything seems fine. Okay. Then. Let's go. All right. Moving forward, we'll be like, let's start with the for loops and all. All right. Again, PHP. I'll write a basic for loop example right now. So we will define a variable I. So what it does is we are trying to make a loop from 1 to 10. We'll be printing that. All right. A basic example of for loops. Line break. We are using line break over here because we don't want the things to be all over in the very same line. All right. And let's complete the PHP tag. All right. Let's save this and see what it does. All right. So as we can see, as we coded, that we want a loop from 1 to 10 and we want to print it. All right. So what it did is it worked like that. It worked as instructed, and it printed the numbers from 1 to 10. All right. Great. Fine. Let's move further. Okay, let me show you another example of for loops. All right, all right. Let's do this. So I'll make an what I'll do is I'll make an array. Okay, all right. It- Okay, guys. I think I'll start up with array first, and then I'll come to that example. All right. So, like any other language, arrays in PHP are also the same. They work to, matlab it's a collection of data. All right, in a very in a matlab, stacked together. All right. So let me show you an example of that. How we create an array. So let's write this as EG, stands for example, and it'll be an array. We write array here. It'll be a command that this thing is going to be an array. All right. So the elements in this, I would like to write a few names in this. Let's write the first one as Aditya. Second one we'll write as Nikhil. All right. Uh, let's take the fourth one to be Rohit. Let's write another one, Ritu. And for the sake, let's write another one, Harsha. P. Harsha P. Okay. Oh, I made a spelling mistake here. Now let's try this out. Now what I'll do is print R. What I'm going to use is print underscore R. The reason why I'm using this instead of echo is that echo cannot display array values. All right, it's used for displaying characters, numbers, or strings, but it just can't display arrays, elements in arrays. All right, so here we are using print R and the name of the array, which is EG. Wrong set of places. EG. All right. So let's see what it does. Okay, an error. 9 3. Okay, add it. All right. Here it seems that there's an error. I'll see what the error is. Oh, okay. All right. This isn't supposed to be here. All right. Yeah. Small silly problems always make problem. Always create trouble. All right. So as we can see, I made an array and I added names like Aditya, Nikhil, Rohit, Ritu, and Harsha to the array. And then I'm displaying the array. All right. So here will be the array. Yeah, it's showing. At 0th index, Aditya is the name. At first index, Nikhil is the name. Second index, it's Rohit. Third index, it's Ritu. And fourth index, it's Harsha. So yeah, so it's showing the array. And whenever you're making to make it look a bit clear, you can use the page source. In page source you can clearly see the data. All right, just a tip, nothing else. All right, great. Okay, cool. Let's move further. I'll also show you how you're supposed to. Just a minute. So this was one way of creating the array. I'll show you another way of creating the array as well. So I was talking about why we are using print r instead of echo, because it can't show array values. But when you're displaying a single name from this particular array, then you can jolly well use echo. All right. So it'll be like array name was EG sample, and the zeroth element I would like to print. I would like to display. All right. So zeroth element will be Aditya. Let's see, does or not? Yeah, it does. Does show Aditya. So for that to be seen clearly, I must remove this first. All right, it's showing Aditya. That's cool. So yeah, that thing's done. So let's move on to another way of creating arrays, and that will be declaring the values index value every time with its specific index value. All right. For example, let's write dollar new array, and at, we are taking this value for the zeroth index. Okay, zeroth index. All right, and the value I would specify is Aditya again. Aditya semicolon. Then again underscore new array at first index. Let's write this as Harsha. All right. Now I'll print underscore r. All right, print underscore r to display the value of new array. Actually, I'll be displaying the array itself. All right. Dollar name of the array is new array. All right. All right. Let's see. Yeah, it's showing the array which we declared right now. All right then. That went good. Now there's another way of writing the arrays. I'll show you that as well. So these are the various steps, these are the various methods of creating an array in PHP, which I'm telling you. All right. So first, so I'll be creating this as the again new array, dollar new array equals to array command, and then this time I'll be specifying what will be the index value. All right. So it is basically like the languages spoken in various countries. For example, first will be France, then it'll be like equal. I'll make an arrow sign using equals to and greater than sign, and pointing towards French. Then comes United States. Then comes United States, which again points towards English. English is spoken there. All right. So this array has been created. Let's try to display print underscore r new array dollar new array. Right. So what it's showing an array in which at first index, I mean at the 0th index actually, which is France, the language spoken is French, and the first index where the country is USA, the language spoken is English, which refers actually to the American English, obviously. All right. Moving further, let's move on to while loops now. All right. All right. So before coming into while loops, I would like to tell you a major difference between for loop and while loop. So what for loop is, it is a entry control loop in which the conditions are checked on the entry itself and increment them. Whereas in while loop, it's an exit control loop. The condition is checked after the execution. All right. This is a major difference between for and while loops. All right, then let's begin. I'll write an example, a basic one actually. So I'll be taking a variable named j, and I'll write it as 1. So let's see, j while j is less than or equal to 5. Okay. Another variable k is equals to $j into 5. All right. And then we'll echo it. We are basically, what we are doing is printing the table of 5 till 5 for 5 times. All right. Print underscore r, or I should rather use echo in the case, dollar k, and we are going to use line break over here because we don't want to get the output jumbled around. All right, and let's close the PHP tag as well. Let's see. Okay, there's an error. Let's see what's the error. Okay, I didn't check it by the way. All right. All right then. Seems the error. All right. Let's remove this BR first. All right. This. Okay. It's not what we wanted to do. Oh, all right. All right. Now I got it. What we needed. Mistake. That is my increment operator. All right. All right then. See what's happening. supposed to happen. Or let's try to print this first, or the value still 5 itself. All right then. Echo dollar J. All right. What happened here is that it's running for infinite times that we don't want to happen. All right. On okay. Let's I'll address that later. So this was while. Let's move on to another example of while loop that I'll be able to bring together. Question mark PHP. Question mark something anyways. Okay, again. Okay. All right. So let's define a variable called family. No, rather roommates. All right. The array being created in the name of Nikhil, comma, Mitra, comma, Ritu. All right. So an array has been created over here, and let's see what we're going to do. So now I'm going to write $I is to 0, and then while condition. What basically I'll be doing is I'll be printing the array roommates. Okay, all right then. All right. Size of will be the command. So what size of does is it basically gets the size of this array roommates. Okay. All right. All right then. Let's braces. We'll echo L family roommates at the index I. And we are adding line break over here. dot dollar sign I plus plus, which will basically be an increment operator. We'll close the PHP tag, and let's see, everything is correct over here. All right, everything seems fine. Let's see what happens. Okay, what it does is it basically displays the whole array roommates. It is like I have defined an array over here. I have initialized a variable I at 0. I have declared it 0, and I've set up a while condition that if I is less than the size of roommates, which is where is 3, it'll go on be like, and it'll echo roommates at the position I. For example, when I is 0, it'll echo Nikhil. If I is 1, as increment will happen, will show Mitra, and when I is 2 after increment, then it'll display Ritu. And yeah, it does. Indeed, it does. And the best part is, I just figured out what mistake did I make earlier. All right, let's remove that glitch as well. I promise that I'll address that issue. And yeah, let's let me show you. So what I did is I tried to show you an example with initializing this thing a variable j with 1. All right, then I'll write a condition that while j is less than or equal to 5, it'll print, let's see first echo 5, and that will like $J. Let's see. Okay, it's showing a warning here. Yeah. Let's see what error did we make. Okay, we didn't write the increment operator. Plus, let's add a line break as well. Line 6, it shows an error. What the error is? Missing semicolon. All right. Okay. Warning is there. See the reason for the warning, maybe. What may be the reason? Okay, I'm not able to figure it right now, but yeah, I'll address it later in the video. All right. Let me see if there are any issues. All right. So, guys, if there's any problem which you want to ask, or if there's any doubt, kindly write on the comment section, and I'll surely address you. All right. Moving further, let's move to GET request, which is an essential of PHP. All right. So I'll show you how the GET request works. So what basically GET request works is like it basically serves in forms where you're supposed to take some input from the user and do some task which which is desired by the user. All right. For example, submitting of forms, connecting your web page to some API or some database. All right, retrieving data and all. So this is what GET is used for. Anyways, there are two commands. One is GET, and the other one is POST. So the difference between GET and POST is that POST is a bit secure because it doesn't show the any input which you make is not shown in the URL the way it's shown in the GET request. So let's get moving. Talk is useless. Show me the code. All right. Let me show you. Okay, let's get going. All right, let's move further. So first I'll write a PHP tag. Let me complete this thing. All right. After completing this, let me make up a form. Okay, let's make a form with what's my name. All right, and here the form goes. Now let's write an input. Let's give it a name. So the name for the input will be okay. Let's write it name itself. All right, because it'll be taking my name as input. And let's specify its type. Its type will be text. All right, great. Now another input which will be of type submit. It'll be used for submitting. All right, great. And let's give it a value, and the value will be go. All right, great. So now this will be our input form, and now let's move on to the PHP section. The one underscore r, and I'll go with dollar underscore get. I think there's one mistake. Just a minute. Echo. I was supposed to display the message. Hi, hi there. Dot dollar underscore get, and we're gonna get the value of name. All right. Dot all right. So what the form will so what the get statement is doing, it's basically getting the input value and in the name of name. So this thing will go here. All right, let's see how it works. What's my name? Let's see it works. What's my name? Hi there, Anshuman Singh. Yeah, it's showing. Just a minute. All right. Yeah, silly mistake. Yeah, right. Hi there, it's Anshuman Singh. All right, great. It's doing what I wanted to do. So this is the basic example of get request. Now let's move on to post request. After this, I'll show you my project and I'll wind up. All right. So as I stated previously, post request is is a rather more secure method than get request. All right. So everything remains the same. Let's do this. So here's my form, and what's my name? Instead of this, I'll write please enter name. All right, and I'm gonna print underscore r underscore post. All right. So here, let me tell you one thing that whenever you're using the post method, then you have to specify the method here, whether it's get or post. It's easier if we didn't specify this when we were using get, because get is it comes by default. But when you're using post, then you have to be very specific. You need to write it. All right, let's see. Please enter a name, Anshuman Singh as well. Okay, again. Yeah. Now it's showing Anshuman Singh. All right, it's great in an array format because we are using printer. All right, cool. So this was the post request. Now I'm done with the basics of get and post in PHP, and I'm done with the basics. Now I'll go on and show you my web application which I developed. All right. So it was basically a web app in which which I developed for showcasing the weather of various cities in various countries. All right. So let me show you. For example, we take country as India and some city as Lucknow, my home city. All right. So it shows here that it shows that the weather in Lucknow is currently mist. The temperature is 17 degrees Celsius and the wind speed is 0.73 meters per second. All right. So how is it working? First of all, I created a dummy database for you guys, and the name of the database was weather, and the table in the database is country. In country, as we can see, there are two columns. One is for country and the other one is for country code. So the countries are India, United Kingdom, and United States of America, with IN, UK, and US as their country codes respectively. All right. So why did I do that? All right. Let me show you the code. So here the code works. So here's the code. All right. So, it was in demonstration. All right. So here, as I can show you, this is as I told you earlier, PHP is a language which is used in forms, and it is highly maneuverable. It's very versatile, so it can be used for connecting to databases and calling out APIs. Right, extracting data from using APIs. So here, and I had an API. Okay, so wherever you can see .url encode get city and .url encode bracket $NC, it was like city and the country code. All right. So here it, instead of the country code, let me show you from the side itself. All right. So it's working on weather API. We'll go on APIs. Now we'll current weather data, obviously, the documentation here. All right. So here the API is. Okay. All right. So we use this API in order to get the data. All right. So then coming back to my code. So I had to substitute the city name and the country code. So I used URL encode, which is used for embedding the data which you take as get command with the get command and substitute in the API. All right. Then what I'll do right now is I'm taking the input from here. All right. As you can see, I have written a form. I'm taking input for the country and then for the city. These commands are going in here. First of all, the city is using URL encode. I'll substitute the city name in here, and then I'll move on to the country code. With the country code, what I'll do with the country name, what I'll do is first I've connected the whole web page to the database which is in the local host. All right. The name of the database is weather. After connecting, I've given a condition that if there's a connection in error, then the process will die. Otherwise, else the condition will go on, and I have created another variable in which I write the country name. Then I write a query which selects all the data from the country where country is equals to $country, which is the inputted country name. And now I check whether the result, now I have linked it, and now I'm checking if the country name resembles is equal to the name of the country present in the database, and if it is, then I'll write in $NC, in which I'm gonna store the country code. I'll take the first value of the row, which will be this thing. Let me show you the country code itself. All right. So at 0th index, it will be India. For example, when I entered India, and at first index, it's IN. So it's taking the country code IN, and that IN will be it will be in $NC, and that $NC will be here, and hence the IN country code will be substituted here, and the API will be called. Once the API will be called, the data will be shown in JSON format as I've written, and then for decode, and in order to convert it into readable form, I'll use JSON.decode. It decoded it, and then I got the data, and after that I used PHP to get the things done, get the things going. I stored them in the variable weather, and I displayed them. If any error happened, then an alert message would be shown, which shows that some error has happened. All right, let me show you guys. It's working like this for Lucknow. Where's my weather app? All right. If I put Delhi, then it'll jolly well work. But if I enter a city name which just doesn't exist, for example, Lanka, which just doesn't exist in India, it won't. And I submit it. It says could not find a city. Please try again. And it shows an alert message. All right. So this is how it works. This was my basic weather app, which I used for demonstrating the work of PHP. All right. So guys, with this, I would like to show you. I'll show you the last example, ending with Vellore, a very own city. Yeah, it's working. The weather in Vellore is currently scattered clouds. The temperature is 18 degrees Celsius and the wind speed is 1.59 meters per second. All right. So it's working jolly well good. All right. Working jolly well good. All right then. So now I would like to wind up. So in this webinar, I introduced PHP to you and went through basic syntaxes and examples of PHP and basics commands which are followed in PHP. And in the last, I showed you my basic weather app, which uses various concepts of PHP. All right. Okay then. And if you guys have any doubt with respect to this webinar, then you guys may freely get in touch with me or post your doubts on the comment section. We'll surely get in touch with you and remove your doubts. All right. I would like to thank all my viewers, and I would like to inform you guys that CodeChef-VIT is going to begin with its recruitment soon. And stay in touch with and keep following our Facebook and Instagram handles for further notifications. All right. Wish you guys best of luck, and thank you very much for viewing this webinar. This is Anshuman. Peace out.